What's up? What's up? It's your girl Mickey Truth, aka the Queen of Paperwork, and welcome back to Mickey Truth, Voice of Truth. On today, I want to start off by saying it is a topic that we do need to shed light on. However, I'm going to be real and voice my truth. The situation definitely had my nerves rattled because it came out how it came out. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, I want to first and foremost start off by saying hashtag find Crystal Anderson, hashtag find Alexis Ware. Okay, two women from South Carolina that are actually missing without a doubt and have been for some time. This Carlee Russell story, from the time the video footage from the highway was released, had me feeling, in my opinion, that it was capped before anything was released. Now, what I want to do first, though, before I get into my truth of it, I want to play a clip from the Breakfast Club. Shout out to the whole Breakfast Club and Charlemagne the God, another local, well, a South, not local, South Carolina native. And I kind of want to use that as, the topic for today. So here we go. I'm going to play it.
Going Nick. Now look, they haven't officially said she lied. All right, but there's a lot of doubt on her story. See, some people study from the Old Testament, some people study from the LeBron James version of the Bible, but instead of scripture, Carlee clearly has been reading from the self-help book of that French actor Juicy Smollett. Okay, it's almost like she thought this through, but not really, because it don't take the Scooby-Doo gang to figure out she probably set this up herself. All right, we've all watched too many episodes of CSI, Law and Order. I mean, damn, you got digital detectives, the Instagram PIs of the world. They all knew this wasn't adding up. All right. First of all, why do y'all keep using Google as an accomplice? That's what I would like to know. All right. This is why we need Google to be AI and have like a mind of its own. And when you search certain things, Google should simply be able to ask you why. See, sometimes that why snaps you back to reality. We got to think about some of these questions we ask Google and ask ourselves, how would this sound if I was asking a human? Not just any human, but a human that you know always keeps it 100 with you, all right? If anybody came up to me and asked me, do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? Just think how that question would sound to you if someone asked you. Immediately, you would be suspicious and be like, why? Matter of fact, it wouldn't even be a why from me. My reply would be, I don't know why you asked me that, but whatever you planning on doing, don't do it, okay? I'm serious. Whatever you search in Google, ask yourself, how would this sound if I asked it out loud? Would you ask a room, hey, man, how do you take money from a cash register without being caught? That right there would prompt at least one person in the room to say, whose man's is this? Okay, please check him for a wire and earpiece. Carlee, if you don't sit your stupid ass down somewhere, that's why you run things by people and not Google. Use Google after you run it by people. I'm not even going to get into the movie she was searching. You really going to search Taken and then allegedly faking abduction? Really? Okay, I'll tell you some other movies that she should have been searching that she can relate to. I got a list. Dumb and Dumber, Dumb and Dumber 2, Ridiculousness. That's a good TV show. Stupid Is as Stupid Does. Wildin' Out, because she was wildin'. Okay, A Stupid Idea. That's a good flick. These are all real movies and TV shows, by the way. This Fool, that was on Hulu. Okay, what you...
Okay, Charlemagne. I'm gonna say so that was part of the clip. Make sure y'all go take a look and listen to the Breakfast Club. Okay. Now I will say this. I was just like, you know what? This woman, in my opinion, was seeking attention. A lot of people are saying it's mental health. And I have spoke not just on this situation and previous situation, even when it comes to mass shooting, I feel like as the public, we always like to put that label on everything. Oh, it doesn't make sense for someone to want to do it. For sure, it doesn't, right? But even someone that's mentally insane, right, will have more regards for human life and human time as far as when it comes to resources that needs to be used to find missing children, find missing persons, okay? And this, my friends, is not it, Truth Team. Okay. Now, I will tell you this that Young Miami, right, spoke out also on her social media. And let me tell you, I'm not a city girl, but I do love me a good city girl song every now and again. However, I must agree with Young Miami, okay? She wrote on yesterday, Carlee dead ass wrong. I don't get it. Like it's already hard for black people in ish. Like this just make it harder. SMH, I'm disappointed. And this was written on her Twitter. Another thing she put, and she wrote this today. Thank you, Charlamagne the God. Everything is not mental illness. Some people do anything for attention. I don't see mental illness at all in this Carlee case. Now, I'm going to tell you, first and foremost, I am not any type of medical doctor at all. Okay. I'm not a therapist, none of that. I am a regular person, right? That have dealt with different labels, including, okay, parents with mental health labels. Okay. Now, I personally have anxiety. Okay. Things bother me. I worry into certain things a lot, over excessively. Okay. By a textbook, that's a mental illness. However, I'm not going to stage a kidnapping. I'm not going to stage a make believe child running in the highway. Okay. Now, again, this is where my mind gets to going, right? Now, in my experience with mental breakdowns, because I have saw that happen. I know people for real that has have mental breakdowns. With mental breakdowns, you don't have time to search, okay? Because for one, 9 out of 10 times, if you're having a mental breakdown, you don't even know you're having it until it happens, okay? You lose control at that moment in whichever way. Some people just spiral, just spaz out. Some people just, I mean, it's different things. I mean, I can sit here all day and name stuff. However, I may have been more inclined to say, okay, maybe it's a mental illness. If her parents wouldn't have did an interview, feeding into the delusions themselves, crying, wanting sympathy, right? Then, once Carlee came back, according to the police, she still was making up the allusions to this sick, sick joke that was played. Orange hair with a bald spot, like she's watching in living color or something. Now, what diagnosis is it? Again, I haven't read anywhere so far that she had a history of it. So, is it that we want to believe in that moment she snapped, right? She snapped. But she had time to not only Google previously weird shit, okay? Because for one, the Amber Alert is definitely weird, but how to steal money out of cash register without getting caught? I mean, how privileged is this woman, okay? Because like, what is that to even want to know? Now, they said she had a job. She took a bathrobe and something from the job. What? I mean, it doesn't add up. But if we're gonna do that, if we're gonna label everything a mental illness every time somebody does something that's not in the regular normal, right? In the regular normal, if we're just gonna say, hey, it's a mental illness, okay, but they should be in jail. But they should be prosecuted. But. Then what about those who really have a mental illness that cannot actually live a normal life, right? If we're going to water down mental illness, what about the ones that really have a issue, right? Not because of a feeling of wanting attention. Oh my gosh, my boyfriend cheated on me. I'm going to show out so that I can get a mental illness label and some publicity and a GoFundMe, right? What about the people that actually wake up in fear, not knowing if they can actually go through the day on like getting out of bed? It's people that have real life depression, right? That can't get out of bed, can't get up to even engage with their kids. Let's talk about the mothers with postpartum depression, right? That won't help, but don't even know they need help with nothing. You know why? Because the watered down label of mental illness, right? Nobody want to go get that label because you have people like, in my opinion, Carlee Russell, right, who decided because I'm not getting my way or I want to go do something as a 25-year-old woman, I'm going to stage this coup. just to go do what I want to do for 2 days at 25. Like, come on. Now, personally, in my opinion, again, I'm not no doctor. I haven't seen a doctor come out and say it's mental illness. But is that an excuse though? Is having said mental illness a excuse or a reason to do what it is that she did? Is that a label that's necessary? And I feel like as a society, we need to not label it first and then come back later to try to dispute it. Because at that point, it makes it look bad or it makes it worse for those who really have it. So when a crime is committed, because this is a crime now, whether it's a punishable for like jail crime, I don't know. Okay. She did provide a false statement, whatever. I don't know. But as far as anytime a person does something, let's not jump straight to mental illness. Let's call it for what it is. Okay. Let's call it for she lied. She lied. She wasted resources. She wasted time. When you got people like Alexis Ware, Crystal Anderson, and so many more that could have used those resources. Okay. Now, once they get her and then get a doctor to look at her, now, mind you, she went to the emergency room and was released not long after. It wasn't no 48-hour hold on the psych ward, none of that. So again, why as a society we jump to put mental illness on it? Why not? Because if that's the case, okay, you know what? I don't want to go to work tomorrow. So I'm going to say, you know what? It was a baby blocking my driveway and I couldn't go to work. Y'all going to be like, yo, Mickey, you crazy as hell. Okay, don't bring your ass in here. Okay, you won't have no job. Y'all not going to label me with a mental illness. So again, why do we jump? Because it makes sense. Oh, she's wrong, but we're gonna have sympathy and put mental illness. Nah, let's not do that because there's real people out here that really has that issue that can't help it. That has that issue every day. Even if they smile in front of us, they have that issue to the point they don't even know how to cope with everyday life. So that's the truth of the matter to me. Okay. That's my truth to it. I will be doing content in regards to this situation. My level of content will be researching to not only Carlee Russell, but the Russell family to see for sure if this is a history of doing this type of thing. Because if everybody want to put mental health into it, then the whole family got some mental problems, and I stand on that as my opinion. But that'll be coming soon. Also, make sure you go over to my YouTube channel and like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to pull up on your girl every time I go live. Every time I drop a podcast episode, I appreciate the support. Make sure you go over to MickeyTruth.com and get you some merchandise, okay? Make sure you book me through my booking site and let's continue to have the conversation. And whether it's content or it's just a hoax like this Carlee Russell situation, let's always add in the real purpose of it. Okay. So while we were definitely looking for Carlee Russell, this has happened. She's getting a lot of exposure. So let's share that exposure with those that we need to bring home. So again, hashtag find Alexis Ware, hashtag find Crystal Anderson. And with that, deuces.